Hey, how's it going, YouTube? And welcome back to another Pixelmon guide. It's been a while since we've done one of these, and it's actually going to be a really fast one, but I do want to give a special thank you to Tusa MC for the comment on one of my videos. He asked just basically the best way to do legendary Pokemon raids, or just raids in general. And luckily, this is just going to be a really fast, really simple video, and really easy to follow. So yeah, we're just going to go over that. As always, if this video does help you out, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as well as comment down below your favorite Gigantamax Pokemon, because that is the main focus of this video and actually the best way to do Dynamax raids. Couple steps real quick before we get right into it. You're going to definitely want to complete the Magenta quest for the Dynamax band, which is this band right here, as you can see on my character. And how you do that is hang around a village until one of the villagers have a Magenta quest. Once you have that, complete that. It is super easy to complete. It's literally just KOing and capturing some Pokemon. I actually think there is a part you got to defeat some trainer Pokemon, but you can just go to a gym to complete that. Anyway, after you complete the quest and you get your Dynamax band, you have unlocked Dynamax, which everyone knows how that works in Pokemon. But then you're going to want to find a mushroom biome, and when you find this mushroom biome, you're going to want to look for the 3 max mushrooms. There can actually be more on a biome, but you need at least 3 to make this max soup crafted with 3 mushrooms and a bowl. Once you do that, you can then feed your Pokemon this, well, certain Pokemon this, and it will give you the Gigantamax Factor, which my Pokemon here already have. Now, only certain Pokemon get the Gigantamax Factor, but we're going to highly focus on the 4 that are in my party. Yes, I know there's 5, but I'll get into that here in a bit. The main ones we're focusing on are Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, and Sandaconda, because they are the best Pokemon for raids, especially the starters. Now, after you use the G-Max Soup on them, basically you have unlocked their Gigantamax Factor, which not only gives them a cool new form, but it gives them an exclusive attack. What this attack does is whatever, their main type is. For Venusaur, it's Grass, Charizard, it's Fire, Blastoise, it's obviously Water, and then Sandaconda's Ground, Colossal's Rock. Basically, what it'll do is when you use that, the enemy Pokemon, the opponent's Pokemon, will take passive damage for 4 turns, and it does about 1/6 of their health, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but I assure you, this is how you get through raids. Alright, so after you do all that and you get your Pokemon, now you want to give them decent movesets. You can EV train them. Definitely give them a gold bottle cap for those max IVs. But definitely, I recommend EV training them. I usually just go for whatever attack they are, whether it's special attack or physical attack. And then I go for either HP or speed. Alright, so we have an Arceus raid here. Now, whenever legendary raids do appear, it does say in the chat, just like when they spawn, but it has a different text. It'll say, Arceus has appeared in a den, and then you'll just want to look at just around you, and whatever, max raid den is up, check it. You should see the silhouette of that legendary Pokemon. Now, we're going to go ahead and just go with Charizard here. And remember, get your Pokemon to level 100, because there are AI trainers when you're doing this alone. And they cap at level 70 if you're at level 100. And you really want them to be at max level, because look at the Pokemon we have here. We have Togepi, and actually Clefairy is actually pretty good due to its ability Fringard, but that's not the point. Basically, you just want your Pokemon at level 100. Now, we're going to use G-Max Wildfire, which is the Charizard move, and any Pokemon that is not Fire type now is going to take passive damage on the opposing side. In this case, it's just going to be Arceus. Now, this is actually a really good example, because you're going to see why this is just so important, but yeah. Now, the just G-Max Wildfire is basically going to do passive damage to Arceus at the end of every turn, and it is extremely, extremely good passive damage. Alright, and thanks to that passive damage, Arceus is now fainted, and, we get our rewards. We get a chance to catch Arceus. We're just going to use the Master Ball here for a guaranteed capture. And you have completed the raid with all your raid rewards and, of course, the legendary Pokemon. And, again, there's a higher chance for them to actually be shiny in these legendary raids. So, what Pokemon do we have here? Cobalion? Okay, cool. We can just go Charizard again. Now, keep in mind, Venusaur, Blastoise, Sandaconda, and Colossal have the same effect for their respective typing. However, I do highly, highly recommend just sticking with the Kanto starters. Sandaconda isn't terrible, honestly. He's good for, like, electric legendary Pokemon raids, But, I mean, that's really it. But yeah, you guys are going to see the passive damage here. Look at that passive damage with the Gmax Wildfire. And, I mean, like I said, you can pretty much just use Charizard for any legendary raid except fire types. But for fire types, you're going to be using Blastoise anyway. And then, obviously, for Venusaur, for any, like, you know, ground or rock types. But, yeah, we get, you know, gold bottle cap, XP candies, and just good rewards. And this works on 5-star raids as well, obviously. But I'm really just highlighting legendary raids because that's what Tusa specifically asked for. And I think those are typically the harder raids to complete. And yeah, that is pretty much the guide. Honestly, it is super simple, but just get one of these Pokemon that have these Gigantamax moves and watch. So even if the attack itself doesn't do good damage because of the max shield, that passive damage is going through that max shield. And it works wonders. It really does. You're going to see the passive damage appear here. Now, sometimes it's a little buggy and doesn't work. I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't know if it's a 9.1.10 issue, which is what Pixelmon version I'm on, but I know okay, yeah, as you can see right there, look at the flames, how much damage that did. That's absurd damage right there. And you really don't have to worry about your teammates, I mean, getting KO'd that much just because you're doing so much passive damage through this shield that, I mean, they can get as many KOs as they want, but we're going to complete this raid. And as you can see here, the passive damage should take this thing out. Hopefully it doesn't bug. And, okay, well, it didn't really matter. But yeah, sometimes it bugs out, but, I mean, in my experience, I don't know why it's bugging out so much on this version, but other versions, it has not really bugged at all. If anything, it's bugged the opposite way, where it's done too much damage. But yeah, get yourself one of these Gigantamax Pokemon, and it'll work wonders. As we can see, we have a Volcanion here. We can just use Venusaur on that, and, you know, do passive grass type damage. And I mean, it's just super good and it's super consistent, and I highly recommend any of you guys watching this video just do this, and I assure you that your raids will go, as you can see, like, look at that passive damage right there. That is absurd. But highly recommend doing that, and I hope this video does help you out. I am sorry for the shorter video this weekend, but I did want to make this guide really fast because I actually think it's pretty important. I think raids are a very important part of Pixelmon, and yeah, that passive damage is just crazy to me. But I think it's an important part of Pixelmon, and I think they're just extremely, extremely helpful because of the loot they give and the opportunities of catching legendary Pokemon. I mean, it's no secret that you can pretty much farm Master Balls in Pixelmon, right? So if you stock up on Master Balls and just go raid grinding on these legendary Pokemon, capture a bunch of them for your Pokedex, or maybe you want to make a competitive team with them, I mean, this is just a very, very, very good option to do. So yep, that covers how to do max raids, and specifically the legendary raids. Literally just get Venusaur, Charizard, or Blastoise, and if you really want, you can get Sandaconda or Colossal as well. And just use Gmax Wildfire, Gmax Vine Lash, Gmax Cannonade, whatever Colossal's is called, and whatever Sandaconda's is called. Do that passive damage, and you will speed run through legendary raids. And that's just being able to do them solo. If you're playing with any of your friends and you guys like pair Pokemon together, that is a huge advantage as well. Like, you could pair a Charizard and a Venusaur and a Blastoise together and do crazy amounts of passive damage. Or, I mean, even if they're using other Pokemon like a Zekrom, an Arceus, or just whatever Pokemon they want to use in the raid, and you're using something for passive damage, I mean, that's extremely good too. So that is the best and fastest way to complete Dynamax raids in Pixelmon, and I will make another guide like this whenever Terra raids eventually come into Pixelmon. I don't know when that'll be. Hopefully, you know, sometime soon, because I think the Terra mechanic would be really fun in Pixelmon right now. But That's going to do it. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully this video helped you out. And shout out again to Tusa MC for the video idea. I think it was a fantastic recommendation. And if you have any other recommendations, leave them in the comments down below. And I will see you guys next Saturday for another video. And I assure you, it will be a longer video. But I just wanted to make this short video here to help you guys out. Thanks. Have a good one.